Icon here, going over Batwoman. No Supergirl this weekend. Batwoman came on by herself, so let's jump right into it. And this is actually our first review of just Batwoman. So the episode, it starts. We have a cop who's in a car. He's in his police car. He was knocked out. He wakes up. He has a bomb strapped to his chest, and he has a tape recorder in his hand. He pushes the tape recorder, and the voice on the tape recorder says, like, you think you're a hero? Well, the bomb. He's like, there's a bomb that's strapped to your chest, and you can easily disarm the bomb by pressing the button. He was like, but if you press this button, this yellow button, it'll blow up a building about a mile from here, and there's like tons of people in the building. So you can either save your own ass and kill all those people that are in that building, or you can actually go out like a true hero and sacrifice yourself for the cause. He chooses to damn everyone to hell, and he pushes the button and he kills all the people who were in the building. The building happened to be a bank. We find out that this particular person is an old villain that from 7 years ago that resurfaced, and they call him the Detonator. So now Kate, she's basically like she's still struggling with the whole killing her mother's killer type thing. So she was in the bat suit, and then she was fighting this kid, and she actually let the person go, which I thought was funny because she was trying to avoid confrontation. She didn't want to fight the guy because I guess she felt if she fought the guy, she was afraid she might go too far. So she ended up letting the guy go, and then this dumbass, like Batwoman gave you an out because he had stole some jewels. He was just like, the guy said to her, he was just like, yo, how about I just give you the jewels? I walk away and it's all good. And then she was like, fine. She was like, she took the bag. The dude was about to leave. And then like a dumbass, he tried to hit her from behind, so she beat him up. Kate knocked him down the stairs, and then when he fell down the stairs, she started hyperventilating again, and then she bounced, she had to take the helmet, she had to take the cowl off because she couldn't breathe, and it's like she's still struggling, like the fact that she murdered somebody is still bothering her, and she gets overly anxious and she hyperventilates every time she sees the Batwoman costume because she feels like she's a fraud because she took a life. So she ends up not suiting up for a week. An entire week goes by, and now we have the detonators, the detonator situation. So Julia Pennyworth, she goes to Kate's house, yanks her off the couch. She's like, get your bloody ass up, Batwoman, time to go to work. And then, Kate's like, all right, fine. She goes and talks to Luke. Luke's hitting the bag, working on his boxing skills, getting ready to put on the Batwing suit. And, Luke, he asked Kate, he was just like, yo, what happened, what's really good with Cartwright? The dude that killed her mom and everything. He was like, and she's just like, oh, I haven't found anything, the trail's gone cold, because she's basically lying. She's lying about it. Like, she doesn't want to tell Luke, like, Luke knows that she's lying. And she doesn't want to tell Luke that, like, what really happened, because Luke sees her as a hero, Luke sees her as Batwoman. And she feels like if she tells Luke that she killed Cartwright and they never got justice for Beth's murder, Luke would look at her differently. But Luke knows that she's lying. Luke flat out said that. He was just like, yo, you haven't even looked for him. And then he was just like, he's like, seeing how I'm the only person that you interact with on a regular basis, like that would make me like your partner. Why aren't you telling me specifically what's the situation with Cartwright? And then she was just like, she's like, trust me, you don't want to know. So she's just like, yo, tell me about the detonator dude. So they talk about the detonator guy. They're trying to put a plan together so they can go catch this fool, and then Kate, but Kate told, but they did get a lead. They got a lead because the original detonator, they found his son, and Luke's was just like, yo, this is where the son is, and then, Kate was like, all right, I'll go down there, I'll rough up the son to see if I can get some information about the dad. So, but she was just like, I'm not going as Batwoman, I'm going as Kate Kane. So Kate goes to the son's house like her regular self. She runs up on him, gets some information. The guy was like, yo, my pops is dead. He's been dead for about 5-6 years. And I'm not the one that's taking his mantle blowing up these buildings. The two of them are pretty much stuck at this point. Because without, because the father's dead and the son's alibi checked out, they don't know where to go from here. Lucky for them, Julie and Sophie, they're still investigating the situation, and Julie and Sophie, they found out a lot of information. The person the district attorney who was representing the guy who was accused of killing Lucius Fox, he was the next victim of the detonator. He woke up in his car he had a bomb strapped to his chest, and the same situation. The voice recording said either press the button and kill a bunch of people, or let yourself blow up and save a bunch of people. Now the district attorney, he was smart because he called the crows. So the so the crows come down. They're trying to get the bomb squad to defuse the bomb, but they also determined that they figured out that the guy puts his victims not too far from where the building is. So this way, if they choose to let the building explode, if they choose to be selfish and not heroes, they can actually see the building, blow up right in front of their face. So they knew that it was in like a certain distance. They found out where the bomb was, and it ended up being in the same neighborhood where Mary's underground doctor's office, like hospital is. Luke and Kate, they came to the same realization, and then Kate goes running down there to try to rescue Mary. So they end up evacuating the neighborhood. They got the building evacuated, and they told the dude, they was like, all right, we got all the people out, push the button. The black dude pushes the button, the building explodes, but the ricochet, like the aftermath of the explosion, it wasn't like the building that Mary was in didn't have the bomb in it, but she got some residual blasts from where the actual blast was, and it basically came in and like busted in her windows, and it kind of like leveled her ceiling a little bit. Kate was in there when it happened, so Kate went down, Mary went down, because Mary was in there trying to save some patients. There was a girl who was also in the hospital helping her, who was dressed like Batwoman because she was trying to take up the mantle for the week that Batwoman was gone. So Kate goes into the room. She sees Mary. Mary's okay. She sees the girl in the bat costume, and then she's like, "Yo, who's this person?" And then Mary sarcastically is like, "She's Batman, Kate." And then as soon as Kate sees the bat symbol, she starts hyperventilating again, and then she goes out into the hallway. So Mary goes out into the hallway to talk to her, and Mary just flat out was like, "Bitch, I know you's Batwoman. Suck it up. Get your ass out there and start saving people." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, so you're just gonna do it like that." And then Kate was like, "It's not that easy." And then she was like, "First of all, nobody's asking you to be a hero. I'm just asking you to keep doing what you're doing. If you gotta kill people, if it ends up, if you doing the right thing and saving people, whether it makes you heroic or not is irrelevant. The fact that matters is you're just doing the right thing. So just don't stop being Batwoman." And I'm glad they didn't spend a lot of time with the whole "how did you find out my secret?" Because Mary gave a nice speech about how she should have figured it out all this time, and I'm just glad we didn't dwell on it. She was just like, "Yo, I know you're Batwoman." Kate was like, "Word," and then and then the two of them just moved on. So now Mary, Julia, and Sophie, because remember we were talking about their investigation. They went to Luke, which was kind of cool because Luke and Sophie finally had a face-to-face conversation. I mean, there was no introduction or anything, but it was I was like, wow, like Luke and Sophie are actually talking to each other. So so Sophie, Julia, they went to go talk to Luke, and they were just like, "Hey, listen, the people that this detonator person, like the buildings that he's targeting, they're specifically targeted buildings." They said that the first person, because remember the first victim, his bomb blew up a bank, and she told him, she was just like they told Luke, they said that there's a member of the Crows who got a large sum of money deposited into his account, and that account, they like the books were never the books were never able to find out like the truth about that money. So they were just like, "Yo, this was some shady money," but the money got deposited into the bank that got blown up. So now the servers are gone, all the paper information's gone. There's no record now of this transaction, so they can't look into it. They're just like the second person, the district attorney, the building that he blew up happened to be the apartment of somebody who worked in the Crows, who's the same person who has a bank account at the bank that blew up. So they were just like, "Yo, this dude's trying to cover his tracks," and it's a member of the Crows. So they call Jacob Kane, they call Commander Kane, and they're just like, "Yo, we found the mole. We found out who the detonator is, and we also found out the person responsible for Lucius Fox's murder." So then he was just like, "All right, keep me posted." And then he gets hit in the head, so because like the rogue crow, he rolled up on Commander Kane, and Commander Kane is now the third victim who has a bomb strapped to his chest with the detonator in his hand. So then after that, now that Luke has his information, he calls Kate, and he's just like, "Yo, I got the information. I know who the detonator is. We're tracking him. He's trying to leave the city." Kate rolls up on him, stops him from leaving the city, takes him back to Wayne Tower, because because the guy told her, he was just like, Jacob Kane, he's like, the bomb is, he's like the bomb is under Wayne Tower. He put the third bomb under Wayne Tower. So she was like, where's the second bomb? And then he was like, ask Commander Kane. So then Kate's just like, yo, what's up with my daddy? Julia's just like, yo, me and Sophie are here with your dad, and then she's like, all right, tell my dad don't blow this motherfucker up until I say something. So so now Kate as Batwoman, she's under Wayne Tower. The bomb is under Wayne Tower. The Rogue Crow member's under Wayne Tower. And she tells the guy, she's like, yo, either disarm this shit or both of us are going to blow up along with the entire along with the entire building. And then suddenly out of nowhere, Luke shows up with a hoodie on. He got a gun in his hand. And then Batwoman's like, what are you doing? And then he's just like, he's pistol whipping the Crow dude. And he's like, yo, why'd you kill my daddy, man? And I was just like, oh, no. So Luke didn't care about the bomb. He didn't care that they was about to blow. And then Kate said to him, she was like, yo, listen, the bomb's going to explode. So we're trying to save lives here. Like, don't worry about this particular thing right now. And he's just like, nope, my dad thought about that. He pushed a button. Like, there was like metal, like iron that covered the entire Wayne building. And he was just like, yeah, my dad made the building bomb proof. Bam. He was like, the people are safe. We ain't got nothing to worry about. Tell your daddy to push the button because we all about to go up in some motherfucking smoke. And then Kate actually, she thought about disarming Luke, but he was just like, you ain't that fast, bitch. So he's like, put your hand down. So he asked him, he was just like, yo, why'd you kill my daddy? And then the guy told him, he was just like, listen, I was the cleanup guy. He was like, Tom Elliott, who appeared in an earlier episode of Batwoman. Tom Elliott was the guy who hated Bruce Wayne and was obsessed with Bruce Wayne. Kate stopped him. He got locked up in Arkham. She said that the guy said that Thomas Elliott paid this guy to rough up Lucius Fox because Lucius Fox had a journal that has information based on every single piece of Wayne tech that was ever created in life. But then he was just like, rough him up, you shot him in the chest. And then he was just like, yeah, because he's like, I told your dad, either give me the journal or I'm gonna kill his son. That set him off. He charged me, my gun fired, and then I framed the other dude for it. He's like, and I just spent the last 4 years trying to clean up my mess, like, basically killing everybody that had something to do with it so it wouldn't lead back to me. So then Luke pistol whipped him some more, and then he was going to he was actually going to kill the dude because Kate was like, oh, she was just like, not only is he the detonator, but he's also the guy who killed Lucius Fox and framed the other guy. And then Luke was just like, yeah, but what are we going to do? Put him in the same justice system? That seems to always let these criminals go free, and that did wrong by so many people. He was just like, nah, I'm just gonna pop this fool, and then and it's gonna be over with. But then that's when Kate finally told him. She was like, yo, I killed Carver. And then Luke snapped out of it. He was like, what? And she was just like, I killed Carver. I had 15 million chances to not kill Carver, but I did it. She was like, that's why I didn't want to suit up, because I feel like a fraud, because I for me suiting up after I just took a man's life. And then Luke was actually like, he snapped out of the whole killing thing. And then after that, they grabbed the dude because the dude was knocked out. They grabbed the dude. They got him over behind the blast wall. She told Julia to tell Jacob to push the button. Jacob pushed the button. The thing exploded under Wayne Tower. Nothing happened. Everybody's fine. So now because Julia and Sophie saved Commander Kane's life, he started a new task force that's going to be co-run by Sophie and Julia. So Julia's part of the show now. Julia's actually part of the show now. So her and Sophie are going to be working together, and there's probably going to be something. There's probably going to be like a love triangle between Sophie, Julia, and Kate at some point. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that happening. Then after that, Kate went to go talk to. She went to go talk to Luke, just to explain, again, why she didn't want to tell him. And then she was just like, I was afraid you wouldn't view me as a hero. And, because I broke Batman's code. And he was like, woman, Batman broke Batman's code. And then she was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you really think the Joker's locked up in Arkham? She's like, you think for the last 5 years the Joker's been in Arkham? He's like, nah, Batman killed him. And, and to be honest, because the whole thing about the show, when Bruce is concerned, they're just like, oh, Batman disappeared for 3 years, for 4 years. We haven't seen Batman for 3 or 4 years. On Arrow, they were like, what happened to Bruce Wayne? He disappeared 4 years ago, 5 years ago, 3 years ago, whatever. So pretty much he disappeared because I guess after he killed the Joker, which is the two reasons he would kill the Joker is either because of what Joker did to Tim Drake, or It was either Tim Drake, Jason Todd, or shooting Barbara Gordon. Those were the only three reasons why Batman would kill the Joker. But anyway, the Batman killed the Joker, and I think that's why he left the city. Obviously, I mean, that's why he left the city, and, you know, why he's been away for 3 years, because even he was just like, I can't put the suit on again because I took a life. So he basically was going through the same thing that Kate going through. But the difference is, like Bruce took off and never looked back. He was just like, yo, you can redeem yourself. Like, the dude killed your mom. Like, you can redeem yourself from that. And then he was just like, yo, I still believe in you, and I'll never look down on you regardless, like, what you do. So she felt better, and now, like, her hyperventilating and everything's over. Which is always weird to me, because I'm just like, first of all, when she killed the guy, it was weird to me that she was always, like, that whenever Kate would hyperventilate, she was always triggered by looking at the bat suit or the bat symbol, because I can understand if she killed the guy while wearing the bat suit, which is why she's afraid to put it on. But when she killed the dude, she was Kate Kane. So if anything, I would figure she wouldn't want to be Kate Kane. She would just be in the bat suit like 24 hours a day to escape, you know, being the person that murdered that dude. But, you know, whatever. You know, so then after that, so then Mary comes in, and then she's just like, girl, I saw you on the news. You was looking badass in your suit. And then Luke was like, he was like, what? Kate's not Batwoman. And then Kate was just like, it's okay. Like, you know, Mary knows. And he was just like, nah, Kate ain't Batwoman. And I'm just like, damn, bro, like, keep the lie alive. Like, he was breaking his neck to keep that lie going. And then she was just like, all right, I'm gonna let you and Mary sort this one out, because Mary knows and you still trying to hold on to this shit. And that was a nice little cute moment. I'm still waiting for these two to get together, but again, that's a conversation for down the road. You know, so then Kate broke out, you know, like I said, so all is well. And I guess now, because Thomas Elliot was basically the orchestrator of this entire situation, and he's in the Arkham Looney Bin now. So I don't know, maybe Luke's gonna go roll up on him, you know. But the real killer's been brought to justice, and this chapter hopefully is completely over with. So now in the side story, Beth, you know, she's in Arkham, she's being tortured, and she's trying to figure out a way to get out. Mouse is actually is like reveling in the whole situation. You know, he's going to group therapy, you know, he's sharing his feelings. And then Beth was even mad at him. She was like, yo, what the hell are you doing? And he was just like, yeah, I'm trying to, you know, get my emotions out and get my feelings out, you know, because he was just like, you know, we're safe here in Arkham. So then Beth resisted at first, but then she came up with this, you know, with this whole thing where she like, her and Mouse set up, like, the guy who was their therapist, they set him up so this way Mouse killed him, and Mouse and Beth took the dude's face and put his face on Mouse, because Mouse is false face. So, and I don't know where they put the body, but so the whole plan was they were gonna turn Mouse into the doctor, which they did, and then Mouse as the doctor and Beth, Alice, they were both just gonna walk out the front door together. But then Alice stopped them, and she was like, actually no. She was like, I don't want to leave, because she was just like, you're right. We're protected in these walls. There are a lot of criminals in here, and for some reason, because we are in Gotham, because we are in Arkham, nobody cares about us, and people forget that we even exist. So she was just like, why go out into the world and be rats scurrying around the city, running from the big bad bat? She was like, yo, we can run Arkham. So so Beth's whole plan now is she's going to run Arkham. She's going to take over Arkham Asylum, and it'd probably be really cool because, you know, the actor who plays Luke Fox, he said that they were supposed to get 22 episodes, but because of, you know, the crisis situation, the pandemic, he said that their season may stop at 20. So episode 20, I don't know if they're going to reshoot everything to make episode 20 the final episode, or are they just going to end it at 20, and then episodes 21 and 22, those are going to get shown next season as episodes 1 and 2. I'm not exactly sure how they're going to do it, but if we get this whole thing where Beth is like the queen, because they already showed Magpie. They showed a bunch of villains that Kate had locked up throughout the course of the season, and they're all in Arkham. So if it turns out that Beth's like the queen of Arkham, and we get all these comic book villains that work under Alice in Arkham, and then then Kate got to go into Arkham to stop all these villains, I'd be down with that. Like, I'd be 100% down with that, and I honestly hope that's what happens. So, like I said, we got this was episode 17, I believe, so we may have 3 more episodes in the book. And I'm enjoying it. Like I said, it's crazy because it's like this is still season 1, and I'm very hooked, and I'm very interested in like in all the characters, and I want to see where everything goes. So, thank you for tuning in. Next time, well, we got The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow coming up in a couple of days, and then this weekend we'll resume the normal Supergirl Batwoman team up. At some point, there'll probably be a single Supergirl episode. But then when both seasons end, I'm definitely going to do both those videos together. So again, thank you for tuning in. Leave a comment, like, and or subscribe. Check me out on social media, Instagram, Twitter. I'm right here holding it down for these DC TV reviews. So for Batwoman, first solo Batwoman review. And for next time, everybody, I'm out this bitch.